All right, the Department of Homeland Security now launching a new operation called Midway Blitz to target criminal illegal migrants across Illinois. This is happening right now as we speak. The operation is in honor of Katie Abraham, who was only 20 years old when she and her friend were killed by a drunk driver in a hit-and-run crash earlier this year. Police say the illegal migrant facing charges for the fatal crash was arrested in Texas trying to flee to Mexico. The Guatemalan native is also accused of possessing fake documents, including a passport and social security card. Joining me now to discuss is Chicago reporter William Kelly. William, good morning. It's great to see you. So what is happening in Chicago right now that wasn't happening, say, 3 weeks ago?
Well, it's great to see you, Carly. And yes, it's great to have Homeland Security in the city of Chicago. And, you know, I've, as a lifelong Chicagoan, I love Chicago. I'm not a Chicago basher, but I've been kind of hoping for Homeland Security every weekend for as long as I can remember now. There's, there's this tragic case of this woman who was killed by apparently an illegal hit and run drunk driver. There are hit and runs in 100 a day in the city of Chicago. I was the victim of a hit and run driver who fled the scene. And you know, when you try to find out what his status is or if there's going to be any charges, it's they just treat it as an accident. And this is not the way. This is why we have this breakdown of law and order in the city of Chicago, Carly.
Yeah, it's not the way to keep people safe. So President Trump wants to do just that. He's weighing sending the National Guard to Chicago. Here he was yesterday. Listen here.
You try and reason with them, and it's like you're talking to a wall. It's just doesn't. I assume it's just a political ideology. They're not stupid people, and we'd love to go into Chicago and straighten it out.
Do you think troops are going to be sent in?
Well, you know, it's really interesting, Carly, because Governor Pritzker, who has presidential ambitions, and Mayor Johnson, they use the National Guard to protect their DNC guests. If you recall, just a very short period of time ago, they were more than happy to have the National Guard protect their mega donors during the Democrat National Convention. But now they're acting like having the National Guard come to Chicago to protect women and children is a threat to democracy. You know, women are being attacked, Carly, in the streets of Chicago every single day by repeat violent offenders, illegal alien repeat violent offenders. Governor Pritzker's signature legislation is something called the Safety Act, which allows repeat violent offenders to just be released right back on the street, no bail, to reoffend. And women are being punched in the face, choked out, robbed. We have multiple examples like what we see with this horrific Irina Zarutska example.
Charlotte, I know.
We have examples like this in Chicago.
Yeah.
And it's time that somebody, I'm very thankful that the president is stepping up.
Well,
and
listen,
where leaders are.
William, you make a great point about who the mayor and the governor say people are fearing, whether it's ICE or federal officials or law enforcement. J.B. Pritzker said this on X yesterday. Once again, this isn't about fighting crime. That requires support and coordination. Yet we've experiencing nothing like that over the past several weeks. Instead of taking steps to work with us on public safety, the Trump administration's focused on scaring Illinoisans. So do you think that the federal troops are really what people are afraid of? Do you think that that's ICE is really what people are concerned about? Or is it the criminals that are in the communities that they're trying to get out of the country?
Real legal law-abiding citizens in Chicago and Illinois want more law enforcement. By the way, Chicago police are making ththese arrests. It's not their fault. They arrest them, and then politicians like J.B. Pritzker release them. There's a horrific example, for example, of the case of Megan Boss. An illegal alien by the name of Jose Luis Mendoza Gonzalez is the name he goes by anyway. He was charged with concealing her body, and abusing it. And then he was released under J.B. Pritzker's Safety Act.
It's unbelievable. It's outrageous. And it's happening in cities across the country. And we mentioned that Operation Midway Blitz is in honor of Katie Abraham's, her father, Joe. And acting ICE Director Todd Lyons are going to be on Fox and Friends later this morning to talk about this as well. William Kelly, thank you so much for joining us.
God bless you. Thank you.